we're back with part 4, I believe. Anyways, who cares about the count as long as we're having fun watching the videos. But yeah, right now we just got a quest from Jeanette about cutting some paintings and also steal from a charity box. And seeing as our humanity is pretty high, seeing as our humanity is pretty high, looks like we could spare some if it costs humanity. Also, booty booty booty. But without further ado, let's continue with this.
Not sitting too pretty. Oh, jeez. Evacuate the area. Or whatever the heck you are, I recommend you vacate the area immediately before I radio for additional security personnel. That really knocked 2 years off the old ticker.
In case you guys are new to the whole World of Darkness, basically each vampire bloodline is derived from Cain, and then each antediluvian had their own thing that brought the curse upon them Nosferatu's, for example, their antediluvian was a beautiful human being, but he got cut while he was out boar hunting back in the ancient times, and his cut became a scar, and he thought that tiny scar on his face made him ugly. And then Cain was like, you know what, I'll show you what true hideousness is. So he cursed, I forgot what the antediluvian's name is, that bloodline will be forever cursed to be hideous, basically. So that's how each bloodline gets its curse set. First it was Cain, who was cursed by God, then Cain goes individually and cursed each bloodline that how he saw fit.
Can't wait till the shift's over. Maybe I can catch a Barney Miller episode. Can't wait till the shift's over. Maybe I can catch a Barney Miller episode.
You. What were you thinking? The museum. That was my event! Did you think I wouldn't find out? Shut up. I thought I could control my sister as long as Tongue was out of the picture, but nothing's changed. I should have expected that you'd succumb to Jeanette's influence like all the others, but how dare you! Don't lie to me! Jeanette already confessed she tricked you into doing it. It was probably all Tongue's idea. I'll deal with them later. But that's still no excuse for you ruining my museum. My museum is wrecked! Do you understand? Now, if you'd like to atone, or if you'd like to provide further assurance of your innocence, I have one more task that has to be dealt with. I made some threats against my sister. Idle threats, involving fire and her impious satin sheets. She took them quite seriously, and is avoiding me. I want to meet with her, and explain that they were said in the heat of the moment. I asked her to meet me at the Surfside Diner, to reconcile, but I'm busy with the club and my other endeavors. I'd like you to go to the diner and promise her that I don't plan to take any action against her. Wait for her in the back booth, near the phones. Jeanette is my sister and my child, or did you forget? What kind of monster would I be to condone such action? You have no more right to do such a thing as you do to even ask it. Go! Get out of here! I want her back.
Oh man, thanks again for your help.
I love Nox's character.
It was a setup. Listen, I know we've had our differences, but you have to trust me. Therese tried to have you killed. I had to lock myself in the bathroom because now she's got a gun and... Please, you have to help me! Therese is gonna kill us. Without me, you'll never get out of Santa Monica alive. Hurry! I don't know how much longer I have!
You stay out of this! To think anyone would risk their life for this filthy, tainted waste of blood. This will just make it easier to kill both of you.
Help! Save me and I'll help you find Bertram, I swear!
Shut up, Jeanette! I warned you to stay away from Tongue. He's turned you against me. I always looked out for you, but you couldn't stand my success. You had to meddle, didn't you? I didn't want it to end like this, but you forced me! You never gave me any credit for anything, Therese. I was the one calling the shots. Bertram was dancing on my leash. How does it feel to know that I beat you? Isn't it obvious? I'm about to rid the night of this deviant, backstabbing whore. Do you realize that despite her condition, she still fornicates with Kine, no less? So despicable. So unclean. You're one to talk, dear sister. Or should I say daddy's little girl? Do you want to know just how depraved the Baron of Santa Monica can be? Shut up, Jeanette. You'd love the world to think you're a saint. When you thought I was asleep, I used to hear Father come in at night. I heard him whisper how much he loved you in your ear before he... Don't finish that sentence, or you're dead. Had his way with you, and he didn't have to force you. You went limp and became his plaything. Do you think I didn't hear it? Night after night? Always the obedient daughter until... Shut up. Just shut up! Would you like to tell the story? She makes herself out to be the virgin queen of the night, pious as a nun, stable as the Earth's orbit. It's all an act, isn't it? I'm the good girl. You're the wicked one. You've done nothing but plot against me when I had our best interests at heart. And despite that, I've always covered up your mistakes. I've taken care of you. And this is how you repay me? Taken care of me? You've done nothing but keep me down. Blame me for every mistake. Did you expect me to let you rule my life until the end of time? No, sister. You've had it coming since our last sunrise. Is that right, dear? If it wasn't for me, you would have never survived this long. Remember? They tried to separate us, but I refused. I chose this life and brought you into it so that we could stay together. Obviously, you've forgotten. She's a control freak. People, things, emotions. If she can't control something, she gets rid of it. And you're a wild animal. You'll rub up against anything that'll take you in for the night. Then when you're stuffed and bored, you bite the hand that fed you. Therese will never let you live. You disappointed her. I used you, yes, but I didn't try to have you killed. Therese has no problem with killing, do you? Remember Father? Father loved me. I was a good girl. I always did what I was told. You always hated that he loved me. You disobeyed him. You brought men home when he wasn't there. You were an awful daughter to him. I was always good to Father, but Jeanette made him miserable. Over the years, it all became too much for him. I think she broke his heart, so he killed himself right in our room. Killed himself? Therese, You placed his finger on the trigger once you blew his mind all over the silly clown wallpaper. Right after he found me in your bed and thought I was you. He was always angry at you. You drove him to drink. When he died, he was in torment. As I recall, he died with a smile on his face. The police sure did. They broke us up for a little while, remember? The first thing you did after your escape was find me. Enough! Don't say another word about that. So, sweet sister. Is this how it has to end? I admit I always knew this night might come. Well, any message you want me to give Father? An apology? A love letter? I killed her. I didn't want her to go. I only wanted her to change. You understand, don't you? Poor Therese. You wanted to find Bertram. He's at the old gas station in an empty oil tank. He'll help you because I'll ask him to. But you must keep your tongue tied tight about what happened this night. Understand? Don't hesitate to come see me once in a while. I'm going to be so lonely without Therese. I mean, I may need someone like you sometime, and I do get bored so easily. Maybe you could come by and cheer me up sometime.
So now we know their dark secret, but the more I think about it, I wonder if she's obviously Malkavian, if you guys don't know, but what if she did have an actual sister and she diablerized her? Diablerized is when another vampire sucks another vampire's soul out, basically, if you eat another vampire. However, the risk that comes with diablery is that if the powerful that you're draining the blood of is more powerful than you, then they could harness your body, basically take it over. So I wonder if her sister was real, but she diablerized her, but then their bodies fused into one. And the reason why I had Jeanette kill off Therese, now if you play as a different clan that could have appearance and subterfuge, you get it where you can save both sisters. But since I can't do that, my better option in this world would be kill Therese off, since she's more meticulous and methodical with her thinking and how she is more cunning, while Jeanette is still like a forever 21 with her mindset, thinking that she's leading Bertram on and whatnot. But yeah, so if I was in this actual world, even though it's cruel to say, but this is how the hierarchy of vampires are. Since Therese is more cunning and whatnot, I have to kill off the brain, basically, for my own survival. Even though that we are acquaintances, not necessarily friends. Same with Jeanette, but I figure that Jeanette will be easier to take care of if I was in this world than Therese, who is more corporate and backstabbing wise. Plus, Therese was making her own claim, trying to be the Baroness, the Baron Prince of the realm. So a prince is someone from the Camarilla, while a Baron Prince or an Anarch Prince is someone from the Anarch side. Basically, that's a prince. And seeing how Therese is wanting to move her way up the ladder, that's just one less person higher up than me that I'll have to worry about for my own safety in this cruel world. And what's also, after learning about her backstory, the music that she plays in this club is fitting for her backstory. The song is by Chiasm, a solo artist who made the song all by herself, and the song is called Isolated by Chiasm. Before I go down and have us listen to the lyrics some more, alright, there's nothing else. It's just more chilling now that we know their story and the lyrics to this song.
wrong way, but even beer goggles have their limits, you know, if you were hoping to find someone drunk enough to go home with you. Oh boy. Yeah. Uh-huh. Right. You gonna buy a drink or what?
Once again, the song is called Isolated by Chiasm, and if you look up the lyrics to the song, and especially after hearing Jeanette and Therese's backstory, it's quite fitting for it to be played in her club.
The one and only. Don't bother with the introductions, fledgling. I know who you are.
And yes, this is the person who Jeanette is dating, by the way.
News travels down the kindred grapevine like wildfire. And that courtroom spat between LaCroix and Nines Rodriguez is a juicy little morsel. And you in the middle. How interesting. I've been watching the place. The Sabbat has a bunch of low-life humans working day and night to move stuff through there. There's some major staging going on. The Sabbat, jeez, you are green. It's like this. We're all monsters, like it or not. I'm not gonna say the Sabbat are the evil vampires, because none of us are the good guys here. But the Sabbat, they glorify their monstrous nature. They refuse to hide it, and go out of their way to show it. They're also brainless and reckless. They have a life expectancy of a vampire fruit fly. As far as I can tell, the humans seem to know the score from the way they've been talking. I think most of them have aspirations of joining the next graduating class of shovelheads. Ugh, losers. Yeah, the Sabbat like everyone to know just who they're dealing with. So if you get in there and have to bust a few heads, don't feel bad. Think of it as upholding the Masquerade. Yes, I can. Just tell me when you're ready, and we'll leave. Once you're there, however, you're on your own. You'll have to get into the place and plant the explosives in the middle office to take the whole structure down. Here, take this map. Use it to navigate the sewer mains. You'll never be able to use public transportation with that face, so, get used to jogging in the slop. And stop back by later. I might have use for a young Nosferatu like yourself. You ready to go?
So between me and Bertram, who is also cursed with the Nosferatu bloodline, I think I got off pretty lucky. Besides the little crooked rib cages. But at least I have both my ears. Not all overgrowth of anything. Now, I believe in an updated version or like the plus patch mod, you get bonus experience for not being detected at all. I don't know if it's still true with this, if it already gives you the bonus experience, but I'm just showing you the stealth way. There's a whole bunch of different routes. You could go in loud, and if you do that, the garage door will close. There's different ways I could get around each problem, or each quest, basically, that you have. There's always alternative routes, alternative paths, loud ways, stealthy ways, half sneaky ways. And if I had more in my obfuscate, as you can see, like the higher levels it is, I'll be able to actually run and jump without it taking me out of obfuscate. With tier 2, I at least could move crouched. Otherwise, tier 1, you have to be still for it to work. Which is one good thing about being a Nosferatu, is that you could just pretty much not have to worry about leveling up your stealth abilities.
Handiwork, I presume?
Normally, the guy behind the hobo would actually be gone for this in the other version I have played.
Hopefully no Sabbat saw you escape. They can be somewhat antagonistic. I see my reputation for once does not precede me. My name is Beckett. I haven't been following you per se. We've just coincidentally been to the same places at the same time, for different reasons. So sorry if I unnerved you. Tell me, have you by chance seen or felt anything strange since your embrace? A ghost? Quite ordinary. I generally pay wraiths no mind. All but a few are willing to give up their secrets. Thin bloods. They're a fascination of mine. They are considered a weaker, more human-like kindred, hence the name, Thin Blood. But they are sired same as us. I heard a large concentration of them live in this city. They're one of the reasons I'm in Los Angeles.
Now, if I press number 1, telling him the split personality, he'll just say that she's Malkavian. But for the sake of me being in this world, I'm gonna go ahead and keep the secret.
Most of my contacts here report sensing something unusual in the air, like a sense of dread or pressure. But I'm not native to these parts, so I can't tell it's irregular. And since you're still fresh, perhaps you're not attuned to it. Pleasure making your acquaintance, but there are rumblings for me to discredit. We shall, I'm certain, meet again. Or never again. Good night, young one. And be careful. You're very likely being hunted by a Sabbat.
So, I'm just putting myself in this world that she's the only one that knows that I know that she has a split personality disorder thing. So if I were to tell Beckett, and if word were to get around that she has split personality, then Jeanette could come after me. However, telling him in this game has no effect, at least I don't remember it having effect. I'm still not going to say it as if I was playing in this world in real life. Because that'll be one card up my sleeve that I have against Jeanette, and in case Jeanette tells them something and they don't suspect her to be Malkavian, basically. Because if you're Malkavian, basically whatever you say, like, predict stuff, most vampires will just, like, roll their eyes and kind of make it fluff. But, yeah, so, anyways. And Beckett is a Gangrel clan, by the way. That's why he's able to morph into, like, that wolf. He's not a werewolf. Werewolves are much bigger and frightening. Vampires cannot beat a werewolf, basically how strong they are.
Nice work, Bloodline. I felt that explosion a mile away. It's all over the news, too. Man, there's gonna be something pissed off Sabbat just howling for blood tonight. Beckett, why know of them? Why? No kidding. Must be something major happening if he's in on it. Beckett is a historian of sorts. He's on more vampire lore than anyone. But that's all Beckett does. Seek the truth behind our condition. Like what? Cleanses or bloodlines, you know. A common shared passed on from sire to child. They're a bunch of malcontents. They get pumped up by rousing around to keep around them. Like that's hard. Nothing breeds faster than contempt. And that's what they are all about. Jealousy and contempt. Sure. They fancy themselves loners. There's drifters running around the countryside and barking at the moon. It's all just an act. Gang go walk upright. They just choose not to. Sure. No, hideous and interesting. There's something to them. Learn some wisdom from bullshit and need some work and not all worth listening to, but they're all good fun if you ask me. That was silly vampire politics, like no more. You gotta get used to that kind of thing. Yeah, no kidding. Now that the camera alluded in LA, Turkey's once I have a conference in America. I guess there's something to that. Funny thing is, I care less.
And the irony is, we already took care of Therese as a threat, like how I was saying, how she was wanting to move up the ladder. And that's what being a vampire in this world is basically about, is playing chess or Nuffeltaffel Viking chess, knowing which pieces you can kill off and which ones are one become keen, who to keep close and who to keep far, who to keep close just to backstab, and it's the whole world of vampires basically, and it one giant mafia movie in a way.
I wouldn't want to print out. I leave that head in the vendor. Besides, it's almost like 4 vampires and all the America. Some kingdom. Like what? Sure. The Nosferatu are damn good at what we do. No one argues that. If you need to know, if you want it found, you come to us. We're indispensable. Not a place to be in the afterlife. The Nosferatu stick together, pool resources. We have going on, and anyone can guess that. Our web blankets the night. I'm loyal to the clan, loyal to my primogenitor, therefore loyal to the Camarilla. The Nosferatu eyes and ears of Camarilla, so they take care of us. They value our services, or don't want to be on our bad side. Either way, no one bothers us. What am I gonna say? He's the boss now. He's LaCroix's iron fist. No one knows really, except Croix. No one even knows the guy's name. There's lots of rumors about him, though. I heard LaCroix picked him up in Africa over 100 years ago. Obviously, they were well together. Sure. From what I hear, he's a likable sort, and that's a problem. Nines Rodriguez is the guy you want on your side, and more can go anarch every day because of him. Sure. I don't know about elbows with pretty bloodsuckers much, but I've seen them work people like puppeteers, and that's admirable. Now they'll get off their slimy asses and put their talent to some use besides feeding their egos.
The irony about Toreador, or being a human, is if you're very beautiful or have lots of charisma, yeah, 2 very high people watching you. You got either the Toreador, because of your beauty, or just because they think that you're a great poet, pretty much like your actors in high school, like the acting club and whatnot. Or if you're very pretty and very snobby, then you got the Nosferatu, that'll turn you into Nosferatu just as like a revenge thing. And those people are called Cleopatras, that were once very, say, like the popular girl at school that's like 10 out of 10, but she's very snobby. Then a Nos might just turn her into his or her bloodline just for shits and giggles, basically. So the irony is that if you're beautiful, you either become a Toreador, if you're lucky enough if a Toreador finds you, or the worst side of things, a Nosferatu gets to you first for shits and giggles just because how snobby you are.
Sure. Mages. I don't have any reason to trust them. Creepy. I think they like it that way. But to be honest, I don't hear much about the Tremere. There's a few in LA, but all in all, there's not that many of them.
Now, Tremeres, like you said, they used to be mages or magis back in the Dark Ages. However, they fused their blood with fiend blood, turning them into vampires, and with that they have lost their magic ability. Instead they have gained blood magic, when before they were vampires they were able to like make trees grow faster, use actual magic like fireballs and whatnot, but their curses, they have lost their way to do that and have now began using blood magic instead.
Sure.
And they're also called like the Usurper clan because they're not like a true bloodline. They are a mutant, basically, bloodline. Wow, true bloodline came from like the antediluvians of the Tremere, Torador, or not Tremere, Torador, Ventrue, like all the natural ways to do it, while the mages did it in an unnatural way by fusing their blood with fiend blood, basically.
They get a bad rap, if you ask me. Everyone likes to take shots at the man in charge, but when it comes to getting the job done, the Ventrue know how to step up. They can take the heat. Yeah. The Anarchs. Yeah, I respect what they do, strenuous liberty and all that jazz, but they're kidding themselves. Wherever there's an ounce of power to be had, there'll be people dicking each other over. You think the Camarilla invented that? Yeah. The Camarilla works. When you let vampires run wild, you wind up with caitiff frenzying in the streets, then bloods blowing the Masquerade, and hunters sniffing around. Law and order is the kindred's friend.
Now, a caitiff is a clanless vampire. Not most of your thin bloods are caitiffs, but say if you are, I guess you'll be, say, a Nosferatu, but you don't really have like a clan per se, then you're most likely a caitiff. So, and another thing with a caitiff is if, say, a normal kind of vampire, say a Bruja, Ventrue, or any of the normal looking ones, were to embrace you but then instantly leave you, and you have no idea what your clan is, like you're brand new to this game basically, or to this world, then you're most likely a caitiff since you don't know your own disciplines, and you can't distinguish yourself from, say, being a Tremere, being a Bruja, being a Ventrue, since Bruja and Ventrues both have arrogance with them. It'll be kind of hard for you to figure out which one you truly are if you did not have anyone in your tight-knit group to help you show you what clan you're actually from. So most of your caitiffs would be thin bloods, since a thin blood has their blood is not so close to the antediluvians. Like my character is probably, say, 5th generation blood, which brought me closer, while a caitiff might be 13th generation, to where their cursed blood is so far from Cain and all that, that they have no powers besides drinking blood and immortality. That's it.
Caitiff are just riffraff vampires who don't know anything about vampire society. Don't know their clan. Mutt vampires. What I suspect you were perilously close to becoming if LaCroix hadn't intervened. Yeah. The Camarilla. Theory goes that the farther down the bloodline you are from Cain, the weaker the blood is. So if you're, say, 5th generation, the blood is strong. If you're 15th generation, you barely qualify as a vampire. A thin blood. Cain, the biblical brother killer, father of all vampires. Gehenna, the day we all die. When our sleeping forefathers rise and bring about the end of the world, many believe we are living in the final nights. Hunters. Humans who hunt vampires. Most are half-cocked yokels, who also say they've been abducted by UFOs. The real hunters are trained by secret societies, holy orders of the church that have existed since the Middle Ages. Fear them. Like what? Sure, fledgling. It's war out there, after all. You should know all you can about the different sides. You ask me, the Sabbat makes no sense. They couldn't care less about the Masquerade, and they seem to care even less about themselves. It's like, hey, let's all spread hell on Earth so we can feel big and bad. Oops, I'm dead. Now how did that happen?
Alright, just gonna do one last look, make sure that we have everything. Yep. Alright. The great thing about the knife is now we can traverse these tunnels quicker. Say much quicker. Walking instead of walking like that. Now we get a little burst of speed. Now, other vampires will get a cab to drive them to locations, but since we're a Nosferatu in the second edition of the tabletop version, never looked up. We must travel underground because of our appearance.
Let's drain it. Let's take it and leave it out for the sunrise.
We're going to have a lot of fun with this one. Think you could blow up our warehouse and get away with it? Ah, lick.
Let's pull out its eyes and its tongue and its teeth. I want its teeth.
Camarilla fuck. Boys, I think we could all use a little entertainment. Those of you sitting in the first few rows will get wet. Son of a bitch!
Leave.
There's 3 of us, Rodriguez.
Yeah.
3 of us.
What are you gonna do? Shoot us?
This ain't over. We'll find you. You too, Rodriguez. You're both dead. Nobody messes with a Sabbat and lives.
Keep moving. Trouble sure seems to like you. Good effort. Execution needs a little work. You look like shit. Name's Nines. Should have been more careful, newbie. You should stick to the sewers. Kid, I got things to deal with. Why don't you pay me a visit at the last round tonight? I don't know what you've heard so far, but it's time you heard the real story. This is a mean existence. Stay out of trouble, kid.
The Big Apple. But we'll go ahead and in today's play, even though it wasn't that much that we did. But yeah, hopefully my audio thing recorded and whatnot, since I just got a starting background thing. But anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying the playthrough of the Legacy version. And if you guys rather watch me play the more updated version instead, if some of their audios is just too annoying for you, just let me know in the comments below. And if not, then I'm just going to continue playing the Legacy version instead. So, yeah. I think next we'll try maxing out our security, or our computer, or even probably go ahead and put one into dodge, actually. You know, I don't know which one I should do. You know what, we'll go ahead and put one more into dodge. So yeah, we'll just end off there, and hope you guys are enjoying this gameplay. Till next time.